Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another Nimble training webinar. Today, we will take a deep dive into Nimble's contact listing and cover how you can segment your database using various fields. We will also cover what are some of the next steps you can take as you create segmented lists, like saving segments and sharing them with your team, sending group messages, using stay in touch reminders, and also how you can use the segmentation feature to come up with empty contact records you might not even need to have in your database. If you have any questions or feedback during today's session, please type them into the questions box and we will cover them at the end of today's session. For those of you that are either new to Nimble or are thinking about trying it out, let's quickly look at what Nimble CRM is. Nimble is an easy-to-use CRM that works for you in Office 365, G Suite, and everywhere else you work. It automatically combines your contacts, communication histories, email inboxes, and calendar appointments. It also integrates with social media and with over 200 different applications such as MailChimp, Xero, Outlook Contacts, and more. For today's webinar, we'll jump right into how to use Nimble segmentation and group messaging. If you're interested in an overall demo of the application, you can either head to our YouTube channel and watch one of our previous webinars, the latest one being from last week, or you can register for the next general Nimble overview we're hosting next week. So let's get into the app itself. Even though Nimble has a lot of features, it's also a contact database at its heart. You can bring your contacts into Nimble from multiple sources, including CSV files, Outlook, Google Contacts, vCards, social media, third-party integrations, and so on. Once your contacts are in Nimble, they will all show up under the Contacts tab. Yep. In addition to adding contacts in bulk through the networks and imports pages, contacts and companies can also be created individually using the Add Person and Add Company buttons at the top of the page. So you would start by clicking on the Add a Person button. This window will pop up with the option to add the person's name, title, company, email, and phone number. You can also click Continue Editing to add more information. Selecting the Add Company button will provide you with the option to enter a name and domain for the company. You can also click Continue Editing to add more information on this window as well. Nimble will automatically sort your contacts into their designated filters. To the left of the screen, you'll see the filters right here. So you have all contacts, view of all of you and your team's companies and contacts. People would be a view of all contacts you and your team have imported. Companies is a view of all companies you and your team have imported. You can also view the contacts that you've marked as important. Recently viewed contacts are the last 30 contacts you've recently viewed. Recently added, obviously, are contacts that you've recently added. Recently contacted contacts are ones that your team have reached out to via email or Twitter. And only public conversations are shared, so private conversations do not factor into this feature. Stay in touch would be the contacts that you marked with a stay in touch reminder. And the removed contacts are the contacts that you put in your trash bin, and you can also permanently delete them from here. Your account administrator may also set up an interval for automatic deletion of contacts. By default, this is set for 60 days. You can use the Configure Table button right here to customize the contact listing table to fit your needs. Add any existing contact fields, reorder columns, or pin columns. You can also click on the segment search right here to build actionable lists of contacts based on any fields you have stored with your streamlined segmentation feature. For example, people with influence scores above 500 or people I've talked to in the last 30 days. You can use any of our quick filters or select any existing or custom field you or anybody on your team may have created using the Add Contact Filter button. You can create multiple groups and use and/or logic between them. You can save your most used segments for easy access as well. So your filters, sorting preferences, column organizations will be accessible in one click from the left panel under My Segments. You can also share save lists with your team. So with that, I wanted to get into group messaging. So let's select all and then click the Send a Group Message button. Nimble allows you to send targeted email messages to 100, 200, or 300 contacts per day. This is a great way to send targeted sales outreach or marketing messages to lists of your contacts. On the left side of your screen right here, you'll see the list of recipients. All people or people and companies, depending on what contact type you selected that you have emails for, will show up under the recipient subtab. Those contacts you don't have emails for will appear under the errors tab right here. When you click into the errors tab, each contact that's missing an email address will have a green button next to it. After clicking on the green button, you will, it's thinking, you'll be able to use our contact discovery feature. As long as you know the person's first name, last name, and company domain, Nimble will be able to find their contact information. Our contact discovery feature is an add-on feature, but each user on the Nimble Business Manager plan gets 25 credits per month. Every time you use the green button anywhere on the app or on Nimble Prospector, which is our browser extension, you will be charged 1 credit. You can check the status of your credits in the settings section under billing and account usage. When composing an email, you have the option to choose from which email account you want the group message to come out of. So if I had more than one attached to this account, then they would be in this drop-down menu. You can connect as many emailed accounts as you want to Nimble as long as they are IMAP accounts. And you can also use merge tags in your group messaging. So let's see here, let's click the add merge tag button. So merge tags, aka variables, make it easy to personalize messages that are sent to larger lists. This way, your message will look like you have done your homework and you're worth your prospect's time. We have the following merge tags available for your messages. So you can use first name, last name, company name, or title. Usually I use first name. So once you're happy with your email, you can select the send to list button to send your message out. You may also choose to send a test message to yourself to see what it looks like, and you can also set whether or not you want to track the message. Sending yourself a test message is a good idea as it gives you the opportunity to double check that everything looks good, that there are no typos in the message and all your links work, and that all attachments are attached. To help you save time on retyping the same message over and over again, you can also save templates. So you would push this button right here. To save a message as an email template for future use, you can select this button and it'll save to your select templates. So once you create a template, it'll be available here under the select templates option on the group message screen. If you'd rather pre-create a bunch of email templates, you can do it this way. You go to settings, email settings, and then you would click the add template button here. This will bring up our template editor where you can insert all of your email fields, including attachments and merge tags. It's best to create your templates in Nimble or within a Google Doc. When copied and pasted, some systems such as Microsoft Word have been known to cause strange characters to appear in the body of an email after it's sent. You can always test whether these characters will appear by first sending a test message to yourself. Templates must not be written in HTML and must be text only. In Nimble, you can create hyperlinks, add images, and customize your fonts. Let's go back to the group messaging tab to discuss the reporting. So our group messaging reporting dashboard displays an overview of tracking information for each sent group message. This includes how many messages were sent, when the last activity occurred, and the open and click rates for your messages. So you would click on the subject line of any sent group message, and our reporting dashboard will display the contacts you've sent to, who has opened or clicked in your message, when it happened, and how many times they've done so. Additionally, you may view who has not yet opened your message. You can also take further action from your group message reports to send follow-up messages or tag contacts. At the top of the report, select some or all, and since there's only one person that got this message, and then you can click Add Tag here. And then, or click a send message to send a follow-up message email. If you're receiving too many open and click notifications from a particular contact, you may choose to mute the conversation. You simply select the contact you would like to mute, and then the word mute will become active and appear in red. So you can click on the word mute to determine how long you would like to mute the conversation. So either 24 hours, 48 hours, or all time. When you're ready to turn on notifications for this contact, simply select the contact again and click unmute. The mute option is available for in-app, Gmail, and desktop notifications. Open and click tracking will still be counted in the background. So that brings us to enabling desktop notifications. So to ensure your follow-up at the best time, we give you the option to enable in-app and desktop notifications for group message opens and clicks. To enable this, you would navigate to settings. Let's go there again. Notifications. And then you would check the box to enable desktop notifications under the message tracking. Once desktop notifications are enabled, you'll see notifications whenever a recipient opens or clicks in your message. Click on the notification to see the message report so you may engage with your contacts at the right time. You can also set up an email signature in Nimble, so it's very easy to do that. You can insert an image from your desktop, customize your fonts, and include hyperlinks without needing to code in HTML. You would do that under email settings, and you would go to the email signature tab. Also, if you have a signature in Gmail, Apple Mail, or another email client, all you'd have to do is copy and paste it into Nimble. For any bulk email outreach, it's polite and important to give your recipients the ability to opt out. With GDPR and CAN spam, an opt-out needs to be included in any of your unsolicited email outreaches. When someone unsubscribes from your email, you will no longer be able to send group messages to them at that specific email address. You will still be able to send a one-on-one email to this contact, but the purpose of the unsubscribe button is to give bulk email recipients the option to opt out. The unsubscribed list is visible in your email settings here, and it will display all contacts who have unsubscribed from your bulk email outreaches. If someone explicitly asks to be resubscribed, you may whitelist their email to add the user back to your bulk email communication. In addition to being able to see who has unsubscribed from your emails, you will also see who your team members have unsubscribed and or who whitelisted along with the date of the reason. So that kind of covers the contact segmentation and group messaging aspect of this presentation. I would like to take a second to highlight our next training webinars. Next week, we're doing another general Nimble overview that also includes mobile overviews. The week after that, we're going to be doing task and activity management. After that, another general Nimble overview. In late August, we're going to cover how to use Nimble for prospecting, and then we'll have another Nimble overview. We also have a special offer for new users today. If you sign up, you get 30 days of Nimble for free following that link. And Nadia, it would be great if you could share that with the audience. If you're already in trial, you can reach us at care@nimble.com, and we will gladly extend your trial for you. So with that, I would like to open it up to the questions. Sergey, if you wouldn't mind helping.
Sure. Hi, everyone.
Okay, one second. Let me pull up the doc real quick. Okay. So Jen says, I copied and pasted my Y stamp signature and the picture doesn't show up when someone gets the email. Any suggestions?
Megan, can you please give me a presenter so I can show it inside the application?
Yeah, 1
second. Okay. Cool. So the first question was about image. So when you copy paste your signature from other place, it copy paste HTML, and the problem that the image doesn't display maybe in the way how your service hosts the picture. So in order to overcome this, you just add image feature over here, select any image that you want, and just add it to our template. We will save this picture on our servers, and then it will be displayed whenever you send an email to your recipient.
Sorry.
Say it again.
Were you still answering the question, or are you ready for the next one?
I'm ready for the next one.
Okay. Richard is asking, does creating an unsubscribe link in a template work?
Yes, so we have this create email template. As you can see, there is an unsubscribe link. When you click it, it will select you, ask you to add any text you want. And then when you save this template, it will just work. So you need to put some name, and then you will be able to go to group messages and select this template, and there will be unsubscribe link right there.
Lindsay is asking, when uploading contacts via CSV file, is there any particular format needed / can't be used, i.e. special characters?
No, so when you go to your CSV import, so let's say we want to upload some new CSV file, just select I'll select the smaller one. Just find small file. Yeah, something like that. So we'll show you some select mappings or default mappings from different CRMs and systems that people use often. And once you upload a file, it will analyze it and try to do mapping of your columns to your fields. Since this file wasn't about contacts, it didn't map anything. But we'll show you the characters look strange. If you in this data preview, you see some weird characters, you can always select different encodings if you know that file is in different encodings. And then you can also map any of the columns to any of the fields inside your database. Or you can include all the standard fields plus all the custom fields that you have. And you can also create new fields and new tab right in here without navigating anywhere. So once you map all the fields, so let's just do something like first name, even though it's not correct. You can also skip fields if you need to. You can save this mapping for later if you do the same file often. And once you click next, you'll be presented with the options to override some data in your, select how we merge and override data. So you can select to just add data from CSV without overwriting any data inside your contact. So you can select to start CSV and select the main data, make CSV the main source of data. And then you can select how to merge only on email fields and merge on the name as well. You can also assign some tags, and this will allow you to find your contacts easily. We have some suggestions of it. Once you start the import, it will go to the background and notify you by email once it's done.
And then Richard followed up regarding the unsubscribe link in the template, and he said that he's tried that and it doesn't work.
So the unsubscribe thing doesn't work?
I guess not, yeah.
So if you have any troubles, you can always contact our care team. We haven't heard about it and we don't have any open issues about it. So please follow up with us and we'll be happy to help to figure out what is going on.
Tony is asking, I notice when I contact an individual from a company, the company record doesn't get updated in the last contacted record, just the person. Why is this if someone from a company has been contacted?
So right now, how the last contacted feature works, it's goes and like fetches the email that you had with the person. So you have this activities over here, and this is your messages that is coming in. And it will update only this contact record if you and your team contacted the person. So you can see it last contacted. That will be some amount of time by you or by your team, and then it's not linked right now to the contact. So if, for example, you contacted John, but on Nimble, it will not update the record automatically. You can always link an email to this contact that you use to contact them, and it will then figure it out and will update company records as well.
Ira is asking, why can I only email 100, 200, or 300 emails per day?
Yeah, so this is the limitation of mail providers. So every mail provider for individual mail send, they set some daily limit for how many emails you can send from your email. And because we don't use some mass mail servers, as for example, MailChimp or SendGrid for this particular use case, and I'll go into why a little bit later, we have to comply with those limits so we don't block your account accidentally. So we figured out that 300 is safe limit for any email provider out there, and this is why we set the maximum of 300 emails per day for this feature. The reason why we don't use the email providers like SendGrid or MailChimp is because we intend this feature for different use case where you have a small set of highly targeted people where you can reach from them to them using your personal email, and they will receive an email as if you type that email yourself. There will be no difference at all if you type each of these messages individually, or you will send them using our group message feature. When you send it through SendGrid or MailChimp, you will see that this is sent from different email address. There is a clear header on the email, and many of the services will treat this as a mass mail and not as personal mail and filter them out from inboxes.
Lindsay is asking, can you elaborate more on the tags that can be used for contacts, please?
Yes, of course. So you can use any tags that is like you want to have on your contacts. So there's very many ways to add tag to a contact. So the first one is just to select some contacts, use add tag, and set tags that you want. Like let's say you want to set test tag, and just click add, and it will assign the test tag for all these people. You can also go and inline edit this. So like you have this test. So let's say you want to remove this tag now, and it will be removed from the contact. And once you have this tag set up, you can always filter it by test, by any tag or by any combination of tags. So, like, for example, you want to do 2 tags, or you can go into segment search and use tags, like say is test update, and then we want to say not tags is test, but we all want to do tags is test or temporary, and then we select or, and this will bring us more contacts because now we join them with or and not and. So it gives you a quite flexible way to segment your databases, and we recommend using tags when you need to have a fixed group of people. So you want to control who is displayed in that group and keep it stable. And if you have some data field, like for example, we want to have lead status lead, and we want to search for the lead. So let's just go and then we can populate lead status is lead update. So doing things like this will allow you to save a group based on the criteria that lead status is lead. So let's say we want to have lead save search. So we save this search, So this search will now appear over here. You can share it with your team if you want. So now everyone on your team will be having this segment. And if we go and let's say, go to recently viewed and assign some other contacts as lead. So it's processed. And if you go to lead, you now see that both contacts are here. So this is another flexible way for you to segment your contacts based on criteria.
Are you ready for the next?
Yeah, I hope this answers the question. Also, just to give you a quick, you can also change contacts tags over here. So this is another place where you can enter tags, or if you use our extension, I don't know why it's not open, but yeah, if you use our extension, then it will also, you can add your tags from every place where you work.
Jen is asking, where do I find my templates to edit them? I have some that looked right when I saved them. However, when I'm using them now, the format is off.
So your templates are in your settings, and you have email settings, and you have this template. So over here you have templates that you saved, and this is, you can edit formatting or do whatever you want with this template. So just click edit button and you'll be in the edit form. You can save it once you're done.
Jen is also asking, is there a way to have the settings set so that it always sends out in the same font, sorry.
So if you select font for the template, it will save it. So you can have this option. Let's say we want Georgia and huge. You can save it, and then once you go in group messages, for example, we'll override it. We'll save it. 1 second. Let's go. Probably I didn't save it. 1 second. Okay, let's see. So saved it. Go see. Updated on the contact record. So the template can be also used inside the contact record. So if you go to send message, go, yeah. So you have the font here. So this saves the font and saves the formatting. Let's see if group messaging. I'll just refresh the tab to make sure there is no cache. What's wrong with my internet? Here we go. So let's go. See. Yeah, now it works. So something was wrong with my browser. Yeah, so it will remember your font and it will show you the data. Like just save templates with whatever font you need, and it will look the same every time you send it.
Ira's asking, do you offer training to set up Nimble, segment contacts, and start my first campaign?
So you have to contact our customer care team for that. They do one-on-one demos when you need them.
Okay. Jen is asking, do merge fields automatically match to the font you have selected, or do we need to select all and then click on the font and size we want so that the text is consistent?
So we had some issue about this just last week. The font wasn't matching. Our development team is working to fix it, and it should match the font that is selected for that particular block. So yeah, it should be a fixed one.
Richard is asking, why was the ability to right-click on a contact when in a contact list removed?
I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. So I don't remember that we ever had the contact list. If you can follow up with more details, what you've been doing with right-click, because we still have a way to bring a contact menu. You can also easily go to the contact. You can copy text very easily. So just click on the copy and it will copy it to clipboard. So yeah, I'm not sure what was the functionality that we had removed.
Jen is asking, if I want to go in and make sure I only have one contact per organization, what is the best way to do this?
Like one contact per organization. So I assume you want to have one company contact per. So yeah, one company contact per every contact. So one of the ways for us to assign domains, and then we also merge companies by name on the employees. So like if, for example, we want to add a new person, select test person, and then we want to do 21 leap. So it will suggest you the names. So if you save it, it will always link. So you now have two employees linked. Another way for you to, there is a search for duplicates. So this will also try to search for duplicates by name or by domain or any other field. And if you find enough similarity between contacts, they will be presented here and you can merge them together as well.
James is asking, once I have a company in contacts, how do I add employees and have all company information already showing? Each time I try, it does not auto-load company information, only the name of the company, and I have to put in the address, etc.
So I assume that you want to have data fields from the company appear on the employee's records. Is that correct? So if my assumption is correct, then we don't support that feature right now. So the data stays on the company and contact records separately. But we're working on the feature that will allow you to. We work on the feature that will allow you to search for company and contact data by link. So soon in our advanced search, you'll be able to search, for example, for contacts where organization address is at, let's say, California or something like that. So you will be able to search and build groups based on that. And we also have this feature, while we're not settled on it, we want to display some company fields on the contact record just to simplify viewing of it and like simplify navigating it. Right now, if you go to contacts and let's go to people. So if you go to any, there is a company info tab, so you'll be able to see some company data that is like address, social networks, and insights in here as well.
Are you ready for the next question?
Yes.
Carrie's asking, I want to send a group email by last contacted farthest away. How can I sort that way but avoid the first 100 or so unsubscribed contacts at the top of that sort?
So if you want to send data by last contacted, there are a couple of ways. So the easiest way is to go recently contacted, and then you can see last contacted by Tim or last contacted by me. So you select any of this, and you can select sorting like by oldest. So this will give you the oldest record that last contacted date, and then you can either go and select the contacts manually in here, or if it's too much work, you can always go to segment search, select last contacted, let's say by me, and then you have a variety of filters, like not in the last 30 days, let's say. So it will allow you to build a list of contacts that you haven't contacted in the last 30 days, and you can add multiple filters to narrow it down to some time interval. And this will be much less clicks for you to build complex listings, like let's say skip 100 contacts, or just look that you want to do it by date and skip the first 100.
Jen is asking, is there a way I can just list them out alphabetically and see it rather than going in one by one for when I'm searching for more than one employee at an organization?
So you can build a search for your contacts. Like you just select organization and let's say 21 LEAP. From my previous example, I'll remove this, and then you can sort by name in any direction you want. So like here or there. Yeah, and this is the way for you to see employees at some company or multiple companies. Also, there is an employee listing. So if you click on 2 employees, we'll build it for you. And you can also select name here as well and do the sorting as you wish.
Jen is also asking, if I delete a contact, does it automatically delete the company? This would be for companies that only have the one employee I deleted.
So when you delete a contact, there will be a pop-up asking if you should delete organization or no. By default, we won't delete it, but there is an option for you to do this.
Carrie's asking, as a follow-up to her last contacted question, are those who unsubscribe listed?
So they will be listed, but we will not send an email. Like in the search, we will list them, but we do not send emails to unsubscribed people. So whomever is in your unsubscribe list that you can find in email settings and unsubscribe list, they will not get emails. You will never send them an email using group message unless you whitelist them on your own.
Okay. I see Carrie also asked, if someone unsubscribes to an e-blast, is there a way to make sure I'm not selecting that record in the future? But I think that kind of covered it. Yeah, I think that's it for the questions. So I think we can wrap up the presentation. Thanks, Sergey.
Welcome.
Okay, and with that, thanks for joining us today, everybody. We'll give you 20 minutes back of your day. So hopefully we'll see you at the next training webinar next week. Have a good day.
So Megan, 1 second. There was a follow-up on the last contacted. So yeah, so there was 2 new questions on the last contacted that I want to answer before we wrap up. So just to be clear, so this search just displays you all people that are in your database. So it does not filter people by unsubscribe. And right now we don't have the filter in segment search to like filter out unsubscribe. But if you select a group of people and like send a group message to them, then it will be filtered over here. So it should not show any unsubscribed people in here.
Okay.
And it will never send an email to them.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's it. Again, thanks for joining, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Thank you, everyone.